Hi everyone, welcome back to Annie on Idol. I need to be quiet because my roommate and her boyfriend are right outside and I don't think they know that I do this. Tonight I'm going to be recapping the top 5 performance show, the absolute most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in my life, and go. By the way, I'm going to be recapping contestant by contestant, not necessarily in show order, so Jacob, James, Haley, depending on what order they went in. Some of the many notes that James Durbin hit in his songs tonight, can I just say, okay, the guy's got a good voice, right? But this was his worst week by far. Absolutely the worst thing that he's done since he's been on the show. Accomplishment, gotta say, accomplishment. But both of the songs he sang were wildly out of tune, insane and terrible. None of those songs were even remotely on key. That first one, he just phoned it in completely. It was like he was hitting these Jurassic Park velociraptor notes and running around and being like, hey, high five. And he sang 30 Seconds to Mars. Okay, inspired song choice, gotta admit, probably the single most contemporary song that's been on the show. But didn't fit his voice, was completely out of his range. He didn't sing any of the notes on key. And when he was running through the audience, he stopped singing to high five people. And then he's all jazzed up and he's like, I'm doing so good. Woo, 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 woo. Cut to 45 minutes later. This is James at 8:15 when he finishes his first song. 45 minutes later, leave everything out there. I'm not buying it for 1 second. Academy Award goes to for this guy. How can you be jazzed up, high-fiving, running around the stage like a freaking lunatic 1 minute, and then not even within an hour, sobbing your eyes out on the stage? He's all like, oh, I leave everything out there on the stage. Yeah, well, can you leave yourself out there, please, so that the other contestants can carry on and then you can stop being on the show? Can you leave that out on the stage for us, please? Because that's what I want. Ugh, God, he was just so awful. I just don't buy him anymore. I don't believe a single thing that this guy says or does, or, like, I don't even want to tolerate him anymore. I don't want to watch him pretend and then use other things other than his voice to pander for my vote. And of course the judge is like, oh, James is in it to win it. James is going to the finale. Yeah, on what criteria? On the criteria of the fact that you and the producers are putting him there, not that his vocals have in any way qualified him to be in the final 2. Tonight's show, for him, should eliminate him completely. Jacob Lusk, how is that guy still even here? That Jordan Sparks, Chris Brown duet was the funniest thing since Paul McDonald's Long, Long Time. I was laughing the whole time. Like, it was so just ridiculous. And then he's like, oh, this is the artist I want to be. And then Randy almost gave this, like, really awesome critique that was like, that was kind of awkward and terrible and not who you should be at all. Which Jennifer Lopez translated as, hey, let's debate the life and career of Luther Vandross. I don't really see where the connection was there, but okay, that happened, so I have to kind of deal with the fact that that judging critique happened. And then whatever that catastrophe was that he sang the second song, I don't even know its name. The first half of it was delightful. The second half of it was like, not when the original Titanic sank, but if you've ever seen the movie Titanic 2, when Titanic 2 sinks, bad CGI, made for sci-fi movie, epic boat sinking. I kind of wanted him to do well on that second one. Came out and he had sort of like the Adam Lambert Mad World smoke on the ground, and he sounded beautiful. And this happened a lot with Matt Gerard too. It's almost like once Jacob gets that voice going, he has no control over it anymore. At a certain point, someone on the judging panel needs to bring that point up. I think, Jacob, I'm pushing for you again, dude. You're my pick to go home this week. I just don't really know who's voting for you at this point, besides my sister and my cousin, who I know vote for you every week. I mean, I guess just keep on keeping on. If you're going to stay another week, just don't vote off Haley. Our good boy Scotty was third to not. Was he third or was Lauren third? Doesn't matter. They're kind of the same person to me right now. My cable box decided to boo right before Scotty's first performance, so I didn't see it, but I can't assume it went something like this. And that his judging went something like this. Dude, you're in it to win it! I absolutely love you, Scotty. Moonshine, dinghy-ma-bomb. I think that you're the bomb. And that his reaction to whatever awkward question that Ryan Seacrest asked him was this. Strategery. So that was his first performance. Thought it was pretty funny. His second performance I thought was really awful. He's usually not that bad. I think he was definitely thrown by last week's bottom 2 visit, and he's not really recovering like someone who would be in their 20s or someone who's a little more self-assured. If he ends up in the bottom 2 this week, I actually wouldn't be surprised either. From the 30-second clip I saw of his first song at the end of the show, and then his second song, I think he was not good. Right? Am I allowed to say that about Scotty? Is Naito gonna come find me? Maybe he'll be in the bottom 3 again. He's my shock pick for the bottom 3. Probably bottom 2. Maybe. Not Haley. This was a really interesting week for me with Lauren. I thought she sang both of the songs really well. I also think that she established herself as a good contemporary country artist. I think both of the song selections really catered to her voice well, especially Unchained Melody. She hit some really beautiful country notes in there. I do think that they were lacking in energy and in maturity, and I think that's really going to be something hard for her to gain. She's missing it. It is an intangible something that you really can't put your hands on, but there's a certain sparkle and luster that comes with a really self-assured, really empowered performance. That it factor is just not in her performances. Maybe she doesn't need to have that specific it factor to be a hit country artist, but if she wants to win Idol, she needs that moment. And at this point, I don't really know if she's capable of bringing it. I hope that she stays out of the bottom 3. I think she might see her first trip there this week. It's honestly going to be a toss-up between her and Scotty. If she wants to make her way back home for that top 3 Idol come-home performance, she needs to find the it, and quickly. Pretend that this $199 Target headband is a tiara, because ladies and gentlemen, your queen has arrived. Haley Reinhart brought it out. You know, James says that he leaves it out there every week. That was taking your insides, ripping them out of your body, throwing them on the stage and saying, take it. That first Lady Gaga song that she sang, I thought was A, inspired, B, well sung, and C, she looked gorgeous, right? You know, and instead of critiquing the way she sang it, which was gorgeous, they critiqued the song choice, which, okay, I kind of understand because America never really responds well to songs that they don't know, but she sang the freaking life out of it. And then, you know, once they give her those really awful critiques that make no sense whatsoever, she says kind of the most heartbreaking and devastating thing I've heard on the show, and I think it's really been a testament to the judging this season. She goes, maybe I shouldn't take that risk anymore. It's at the point where the contestants are afraid to take risks. They don't want to take risks anymore. You know, if the producers get rid of that risk, they get rid of the Kris Allen Heartless, the Blake Lewis You Give Love a Bad Name, the Jason Castro Hallelujah. All those moments when you close your eyes and you think of those performances that took you off your feet and smashed your face into the ground and made you believe that you were alive. They take all of those performances and kill them. And maybe I'm just taking it too seriously, but at that point, I was ready to take the judges' heads as they were critiquing her first song, and because it made absolutely no sense. Like, what is this agenda? If by the way, if this agenda has not already become obvious that they don't want her going any further, couldn't have been more evident. It couldn't have been more evident. And then House of the Rising Sun happened. Ladies and gentlemen, the idol moment you have been waiting for. She took all the anger that she had from that first judgment and just felt every inch of that song. I felt it. Like I had goosebumps. And you know me, I'm one of the most unfeeling people on the internet about American Idol. If something makes me even remotely feel an emotion other than disgust and anger, you know it was good. That performance was everything. Everything. If she gets in the bottom 3 or is voted out, I am not going to be liking it. So that was Annie on Idol for this week. I have been absolutely heinous at recapping the elimination shows. I am so happy to see that Casey's gone. Good work, America. But maybe I'll do one this week. We'll see. You know the deal. Comment, subscribe. Also, I did an exclusive interview with Kris Allen for Idol 360. It was an interview I did with him for Music Empowers at the Berklee School of Music a few days ago. I'll leave a link to that at the bottom as well, so definitely check that out. It's the exclusive interview. We're the only ones who got to talk to him that day. So, all those things. Check them out. I'll see you later. Bye.